Ko rau maka ki uta, ki te ara a kiwa ki tai. Ka rere a Waituna, ka rere a Waihao, ka rere a Waipaka. Ki te Waiparia, te mana te tapu o tātou tūpuna. Whano haramai te toki haumi e hui e, tai hi e. Waituna is really important to iwi nai tahu, especially to Awaroa Runanga. The place itself, or the lagoon itself, is called Waiparera, named after the grey duck. And there's 3 feeder streams that we know of, Waituna, Waihao and Waipaka. Traditionally they're really great sources for our people to go and get the tuna and other resources in there. There's a whole lot of food out there, and we talk about the birds that come in from overseas, but there's a whole lot of birds that live in the place, and ducks. And you could go there and harvest the fledglings back in the day, or the flappers. And traditional practice, and egg harvesting as well. So it was a wonderful mahinga kai for being able to purchase land around the lagoon, and with that, some of that is transferred back into iwi hands. That allows us to make those reconnections. A big learning from the project to date is the benefit of partnership, working with all the partners to try and achieve an outcome. Working together on a common cause for the benefit of its people and the environment.
We all want the lagoon to be healthy, to sustain life, particularly fish life, and how to achieve that while maintaining all, of diversity of values in this catchment is what we all need to keep working on.
We've done riparian planting, so focused on some of the waterways within the catchment on farm, putting in native plants for a whole number of reasons, mainly around shading of the river to reduce weed growth, providing fish habitat, reducing or filtering runoff coming off paddocks. We've also trialled a couple of small-scale peak runoff control structures, which are little dams that fit in small waterways or small drains at the very top end. And the idea of those is they hold back water when you get a big rainfall event, slow the flow downstream so it doesn't have as much erosive power, so it doesn't erode the banks downstream, and also in behind it slows the water flow and allows sediment to drop out. So every farmer in the catchment now has a farm environment plan. I guess great achievement by farmers out here as well in terms of the work they're doing to reduce the contaminant losses from their farms. In terms of Waituna Creek, there's some good trends coming through the Environment Southland Water Quality Monitoring Site on Marshall Road. So we're seeing improving trends for nitrate, improving trends for phosphorus. So they're all good signs that there is being some improvement within the catchment. And I think just when you go and talk to the people in the catchment, they are also a lot more aware of the impact that certain land use can have on the catchments.
So as this property changes from what was a farm to a mahinga kai pā site, there'll be lots of changes, including the creation of these ponds, which will be stocked with mahinga kai species such as tuna, eels, and waikoda, freshwater crayfish. And bird life will return as the ponds get planted up and as native vegetation gets restored, and there'll be more insects and hopefully skinks and frogs and all sorts of things.
We've got some larger projects looking at a sort of 3 hectare constructed wetland on Currans Creek, so that's really a trial for how do we actually build a wetland, how do we get water into it, what plants do we plant in order to get the best nutrient uptake. And also from a cultural perspective, what things can we plant in there that can be used for, helping with mahinga kai.
Waituna has become a test bed for innovation, and some of those innovations will have a ripple effect. They'll ripple out across Southland and probably further afield.
We can have all the dreams and ambitions in the world, but if we don't have funding, we can't actually realise those dreams and ambitions. So to have the support from central government through the Ministry for the Environment has been absolutely invaluable. The level of support's allowed us to do things that otherwise we wouldn't be able to do in our own individual parts as organisations.
Generally there's a saying about a tōpuni, which is where you put a cloak of authority over a particular area, and you will, it gives it significance. And we sort of thought, well, the same happens out here. Why don't we put or think about the symbology of a korowai over that landscape to say, well, this is really where we want to work, and a korowai across the northern side of the lagoon or over the lagoon itself, to give it, so let's give it prestige, and we will look at all the different areas along that landscape and say, well, what do we need to do in this place to give it its mana, and that place right along, and protect that edge or border around the lake itself. So the future is about resilience, the future is about preparing for climate change, and had some great outcomes, and that we've kept it for us and our children to follow us in a great state.